Hello everyone, my name is Yasmin Putri and I'm going to present my review text. The text that I use is defining 21st century skills. The genre of this text is discussion because it is stated in the abstract part of the paper that this paper is a discussion paper. This is the text structure. In here, we got arguments. The first one is arguments for points. Schools and teachers tend to focus on what is tested rather than underlying standards, learning goals, and to ignore what is not tested. Focusing on the test rather than underlying learning may encourage a one-time performance orientation and transmission type teaching. Instructional teaching time is diverted to specific test preparation activities. This is the elaboration of the points that stated before. Both the broader domain of the tested disciplines and important subjects that are not tested may get short shrift. When doing well on the test rather than learning becomes the goal, schools may unwittingly promote a performance orientation in students. Schools provide students with practice on the specific types of tests and formats that are expected on the test through commercial test preparation package, special classes, and homework. And here is some arguments against the points stated before, also their elaborations. Carefully crafted, they can model next generation assessments that design and use support learning. So, the review to this point suggests that 21st century standards and assessments should be aligned with the development of significant 21st century goals, incorporate adaptability and unpredictability, be largely performance-based, add value for teaching and learning, make students' thinking feasible, be fair, and generate information that can be acted upon and provides productive and useful feedback for all intended users. The conclusion from this text is, if carefully crafted, the 21st century skills can model next generation assessment through design and support learning, also appropriate for students and schools. This is the significant grammatical feature. The first one is focused on generic human and non-generic human participants. Here are a few examples of material process that found on the text. One hallmark of 21st century skills. One hallmark of 21st century demands is the need to adapt to evolving circumstances and to make decisions and take action in situations where prior actions may stimulate unpredictable reactions that in turn influence subsequent strategies and options. In the United States, England, and other countries, tests tend to give relatively little attention to complex thinking and problem solving and tend to focus on lower levels of learning. Valid for purpose to the extent an assessment is intended to serve as an indicator of school success. And this is a few examples of relational process. Schools and teachers tend to focus on what is tested rather than underlying standards or earning goals and to ignore what is not tested. Provide productive and usable feedbacks for all intended users. It seems axiomatic that if stakeholders, for example, teachers, administrations, students, parents, and the public. This is the language feature that can be found on the text. The text mostly use simple present tense. This is the one. And the second one, there's few of these sentences using simple present continuous. For example, quoting from the text, knowledge itself is growing, ever more specialized and expanding exponentially. The challenge. Schools and teachers tend to focus on what is tested rather than underlying standards. Focusing on the test rather than underlying learning may encourage students to do a one-time performance orientation and teachers to have transmission type teaching. So when doing well on tests is become the goal rather than learning or appreciating what has been taught, schools may unintentionally promote performance-based orientation in students, which in turn can work against students' engagement and persistence in learning. That is all from me. Thank you all for your attention.